We are in a red, blue. And if you're red, you can't agree with blue. And if you're blue, you can't agree with red. Yeah, I think you and I both know the landscape that we live in today, both sports-wise and non-sports-wise, right?
Geno Auriemma just got destroyed by Caitlin Clark's fans, and it's all because of one big mistake. The coach thought he could criticize the rising star without consequences, but he was so wrong. Now his own league might be in trouble. Here's the deal. Auriemma didn't just upset Clark's fans, he sparked a wildfire. People are digging into his past comments, his new league, and everything in between. It's like watching a basketball legend get dunked on by an entire fan base.
By saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at a WNBA, whereas most things are in the middle. If you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from the beginning.
The drama is insane. Consider this. The coach who has won everything, Auriemma, is now up against a horde of irate supporters. They're revealing every detail of Auriemma's participation in the Unrivaled League, not just defending Clark. This quickly became a full-on roast, and you won't believe it. In addition to being a basketball sensation, Caitlin Clark has a whole army of admirers who are willing to support her. They're not playing around, I assure you. These fans are aiming directly for Geno Auriemma and are more energized than a three-pointer at the final second. So how did all of this mess begin? When Auriemma made the decision to discuss his opinions on Clark's prospects in the WNBA, it all happened on the Dan Patrick Show.
So what kind of impact is this rookie class having in the WNBA?
How do you think Clark is handling this?
I think she's handling great. I think she talks a lot of and she gets a lot of back. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years. But they've been put out to be that because the way social media is today.
She is not built for the physicality of the league and will experience a rude awakening upon arriving, he stated bluntly. That's a lot of shade. Fans of Clark were not pleased by that, as you can imagine. They turned those remarks into a rallying cry against Auriemma and ran with them. Supporters of Clark weren't going to overlook Auriemma's remarks. Like they were searching for hidden treasure, they began to delve deeply.
And none of them are going to say it, but human nature is, okay, this kid's coming into the league. And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. So if you're a WNBA player, and believe me, I've coached the best, and I've pissed them off a lot, and they let me know about it. But they were tremendously disrespected. And they all jumped over her, but they didn't read the whole thing that she said. But nobody's printing. You know, Diana Taurasi was right. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league.
And they struck gold, boy. They discovered that Auriemma has a stake in the outcome and isn't just a sideline talker. As it happens, he owns a portion of this new Unrivaled League. Yes, the same person who claims that Clark isn't able to succeed in the professional world is also attempting to capitalize on her skill. Now consider this. With this information, Auriemma is being treated like a marshmallow at a campfire by Clark's supporters. They're not holding back and are attacking him from every side.
There's a huge target on this kid's back. I thought Cameron Brink said something really, and she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player, you're going to say, I'm going to make a statement. Targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation.
If she's not built for the league, why do you want her so bad? Was the question that one fan gave him the best zinger of the century. Oh, that must be more painful than a defensive slap during a layup attempt. It's as if we're watching David battle Goliath, but this time, David has the support of an entire Twitter army. Clark has the people, even though Auriemma may have the accolades and the reputation. And that is a formidable force in the era of social media. These fans are unrelenting, dissecting, and exploiting everything Auriemma has ever said regarding women's basketball. What's the most absurd aspect of all of this, though? Clark is just silent, while Auriemma's fans are going to war and she's being roasted. She's not discussing any of it at all. She seems to be utterly unconcerned by the drama going on around her, as if she lives in her own little world. She's letting her game speak for itself rather than responding or joining the Twitter feud. Her game speaks for itself, I must say. As everyone else is preoccupied with the he said, she said, Clark is out there shattering records and leaving people speechless. She is too preoccupied with being a fierce competitor on the court to be concerned about what a coach may think of her future. She seems to be saying, "You don't think I'm capable of managing the WNBA? Observe me." She's making the most powerful statement of all without ever speaking. Do you believe Clark's actions on the court are causing chaos? The chaos she's causing off of it is far worse than that. The Unrivaled League believed they had a game-winning strategy, but now they're frantically trying to salvage a win. And here's the thing, they have to worry about more than just Auriemma. Let's dissect it. In January, the Unrivaled League is preparing for this significant debut. In a kiddie pool, they want to create a bigger splash than a cannonball. And who is the target of their pursuit? The answer is Caitlin Clark. Can you really blame them? Since sliced bread became a strategy in women's basketball, she has become the most attractive player. The worst part is that Clark's supporters are not amenable to it. Auriemma's name is clearly visible on the line they drew in the sand. During a buzzer beater, these fans are creating more noise than a crowded arena. What's their message? They don't want Clark in this league if Auriemma is involved. They seem to be encircling her with a force field powered by her fans. This is where things start to get crazy. There is a crazy idea being floated by some of Clark's ardent supporters that goes beyond a no-look, behind-the-back pass. According to them, Clark ought to purchase it, rather than merely participate in the league. Is it possible? They seem to want her to become a league owner before she even receives her degree. What a move of power. But for a moment, let's be honest. The Unrivaled League is in a more precarious position than a fourth-quarter defensive press. Without Clark, their January attempt to make a big splash is looking more like a belly flop than a cannonball. It's as if the honored guest might not attend the party they're hosting. How embarrassing. Another player enters the game just when you think it can get any more complicated. Did you know that this league is also partially owned by Megan Rapinoe's wife? The Unrivaled League seems unable to get a break. Fans are raising their eyebrows higher than a referee calling a foul whenever they attempt to create some excitement. The league must find it frustrating. Most likely, they feel as though they are engaged in a game of whack-a-mole. Each time they believe they have a problem under control, another one arises. They keep tripping over their own shoelaces while attempting to run a quick break. And you are aware of what Clark is doing amidst all of this drama and back and forth? She's most likely relaxing at home, perhaps watching some game tape, and laughing about the whole thing. She is calm as a cucumber, while everyone else is frantically running around like chickens with their heads chopped off. While everyone else is playing checkers, she seems to be playing chess. It must be extremely stressful for the Unrivaled League right now. They could be in big trouble without Clark. Their attempt to launch a rocket without any fuel is akin to that. They have other good players, of course. But Clark? She is in a different league. What about her fans? They are ensuring that everyone is aware of it. The truth is that Auriemma's remarks could have had a major negative impact. He owns a portion of the Unrivaled League. Without Clark, it might be in big trouble. They are currently dealing with the situation of attempting to launch a rocket without its primary booster. What's truly crazy about all of this, though, it demonstrates the influence that fans now have in women's sports. They are now influencing the game off the court, in addition to supporting from the sidelines. Clark's horde of supporters is demonstrating their ability to upend an entire league, if nothing else. What do you think, then? Should Clark show Auriemma what she's capable of by joining the Unrivaled League? Or should she keep quiet and let her game speak for itself? One thing is certain, though. She now has the upper hand.